Please, no photos inside here.
think the version of Silverstone we have today, or the one that changed back in '91, and incorporated language per second, aided one of the testing. It's